We're going to look at how to plot an estimated position. And we tend to do this when we're out of sight of land and we're not entirely sure that our electronics, such as our chart plotter, are telling us the truth. So we're going to back it up with a bit of traditional navigation. So if an hour ago we'd plotted our position and we were right here, that would be what we call our fix from an hour ago. Now we know how far the boat's travelled in the last hour, and we know what direction we've been travelling in. So we can actually plot that onto the chart. So I've been travelling in a direction of 110 degrees, and we've done 5 miles through the water. So firstly, I draw on 110 degrees and plot that onto the chart. So I start from my fix, line the arrow of the bezel, the north to the top of the chart, and the grid lines on the bezel all line up as well. And then from the edge of the plotter, we draw a nice long line in the direction of the course we've been taking. Now this is our true course. We're going to put one arrow on there because that's what's known as our water track. This is our true course, which is not the same as the magnetic course that we've been steering, but we've already worked out and corrected the arrows for deviation and variation. So we've travelled in that direction. We've travelled for 5 miles. So I take my dividers to the edge of the chart, and the latitude scale shows us distances. So each minute of a degree is 1 nautical mile. So if I mark off from there to there, that's 5 miles. From my original fix, I can then mark off 5 miles on my water track and put a little marker on there. Now, if we didn't have any tide affecting us, that would be our estimated position. But because we've got some tidal effect, we call this a dead reckoning. It's just the way we've pointed the boat for the last hour. So we then need to go to our data and work out what the tide's been doing to us for the last hour. So we've worked out that the tide is running in a direction of 40 degrees, 040 true, at a rate of 1.5 knots while we've been sailing. So from my DR position, I position my plotter with the DR position at the side of the plotter, line up the grid so I can see that 40 degrees, and I draw a line extending from the DR. I'm going to put 3 arrows on this because that marks our tide, and I need to mark off 1.5 miles on there. So I come to my latitude scale. Each minute is a mile, so that's 1 mile. Halfway up the next minute, that's 1.5 miles. And then from my DR, I mark up 1.5 miles of tide, tidal stream. And that is where the boat would end up and what we call our estimated position. Now the boat has never actually travelled along that line and then taken a sharp angle up to the EP. What it's actually done, it's been pushed by the tide for the whole hour, and our ground track would be something like that.